Hey guys, how's it going again? Well, we're under the front of this Dart Sport. See there? And apologize for what sounds like a military exercise going on around the front. That's the neighbors and their high-powered lawnmower mowing the grass. But anyway, what we're looking at today is I've got a power steering pump leak on this car. This Dart Sport's been kind of sitting around a long time, and I used a lot of used parts when I put this car together, and the power steering was the power steering pump rather was the one that came with it. And so didn't really know any history of it. It does work, but what was going on was power steering pump would leak fluid out on the ground. It would leak down on the cross member right here, and then it would drip to the ground down here, enough to just about empty the pump, and you can see the remnants of another leak right there. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And so I set out today to find out where this leak's coming from. I know at first, if we can get down here with the light, if you look up there, okay, where are we? Yeah, right there, you see up there on that line, that's the pressure line. And it's wet and it's got a drip on it, but there again, that's the pressure line, and that shouldn't leak without pressure being on it, even if it's in bad shape. So that was not it. I've actually got another new line to put on there, but that's not the leak. I found the leak, and it's not good news. If you look at the bottom, I cleaned this pump off. If you look at the bottom of it, you see right there, there's a drip. And I looked around, and I'll be dog if that is not coming right out of the halves of the pump right there. You saw it drip. You see right, I'm trying to maneuver the light in this thing both. Anyway, you look right here, it'll focus in. You kind of can't really see too good, but if I'm looking at that, where that drip's coming down, but right there behind you, see that crack right there? Well, there's an O-ring in there, and I guess it's failed pretty badly, because this pump course comes apart, and so it's wet. I can look at it, crane my head around, I can see it wet in there, so that's where it's coming from. It's dripping right out the bottom of the pump. So you got a couple options here. You can rebuild this pump, or you can buy a replacement. So I'm not interested in rebuilding the power steering pump, so I'm going to buy a replacement. So I'll have to take this one off and pull the pulley off of it and all that. Let's go up top. We'll take a look up here what we got. Here's the pump from the top side. Now, there's two different pumps that are used on these Mopars. There's what's called a Saginaw and what's called a Federal pump. And this is a Federal pump. You see how the body of the pump there, maybe you can see that, it's just kind of like a rounded can. It comes around, just makes a circle right there. Let me get my light to show you a little better. Let's take another look at it. The pump body is just circular, so anyway, that's a Federal pump, called a Federal pump. And then you got a Saginaw pump, and you'll know a Saginaw pump because Saginaw pump's almost exactly like the ones that are used on a lot of GM products and some Fords. It's the one that looks like the shape of a canned ham. The reservoir is more of a oval, comes up and across and back down like a shallow oval, and got a plastic cap on it. You've seen many of those on GM cars. So they use those interchangeably, but they use their different, they use their own lines, pressure lines. So I've already got a new pressure line for a Federal pump, so I'm going to go back with a Federal pump. Now I'm going to look in there and see the difficulty level of putting that seal in. If it's something that can be done easily, then I may just go ahead and do that myself. But if it's going to be something that's going to require the whole pump to come apart and be disassembled into however many pieces it's made out of, then I'm not doing that. So I'll update you when I decide what I'm going to do. See you around. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Well then, okay, we are down to brass tacks on this reseal project on this power steering pump. You saw in one of the other videos I had a leak, so I took this thing all apart, and it's real easy to do. It's just got one bolt that actually holds that reservoir to the pump body. So what I have here in front of me is the pump body itself. This is the part that you see on the front side here when you're looking at the pump. It's got the pulley on it, and this is the pump unit, I guess you could say it is. But you can get, I've got a seal kit here, and you can actually totally rebuild these things all the way if you need to. I'm not going to, because I didn't have a leak except for at this reservoir O-ring right here. This is what this is called, and this is the bottom where the leak was coming from, and you can see it's just kind of looks real wet and everything there, and looks like it had some gritty type of stuff in it, so it wasn't sealing at all right there, so just letting the fluid just run on out. So I'm gonna take that, take my pick and get that. That's a flat seal, and the one that comes in this is an O-ring, but that's what it calls for, so I hope that'll work okay. If this was an O-ring, it is certainly flattened out over the decades, as you can see. But I'm gonna take that O one out and clean this pump body up some, and we're gonna do a little bit of painting then, and put it all back together, and hopefully it will not leak. So I'll show you in the next clip how this all goes back together. Just putting all you're really doing is just putting the reservoir back on, but I'll show you how that goes. So see you then. Okay, we're ready to put this pump back together, and this is a tough one, boy. That's assuming you didn't rebuild it, which I did not. But essentially all you have going on here is to get this fastened back to the reservoir. This is what this is. It's fastened back to this pump body back here. You got one bolt, which I just had it in my fingers right here, and that one bolt goes in back here, and then it goes into that little boss right there, which is threaded. So I've put my new O-ring on, and so we're gonna go ahead and fit this thing on and see how it goes. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to, if I can set you down there, maybe someplace you can see, maybe not. Come on. See if that's any good. Kind of, sort of. Let's see here, how about that? So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to flip this pump over, the pump body, and I'm just going to take my reservoir, and I'm going to make sure, I see something I didn't do here. There's a O-ring, looks like there's an O-ring right in the back of this, right here. So this is going to come in the kit. Let's get that out. Let's keep it from leaking. Just use a pick here. Carefully pick that thing out. That's the one right there. So this is just a little bit of juke in there. Get that all out. Sorry I didn't show you that step earlier. Know about it. Kind of learning this along with you guys. So you can go into your kit bag here, and sure this thing is clean. Your kit bag, and you can get your little towel, and here's your new seal. That's it. Simply place this in here like so. It just sits in there. That's why you want this thing turned over. And place it in there. Now we're ready to continue. Now you need to be kind of careful with this situation. You don't want to roll this O-ring over so it should not. So we're just going to kind of carefully get this thing sighted down here. And should be it. It's going to be kind of a little bit of an interference fit, so it's okay to go ahead and put a little bit of force on it like that to get it pushed down, and then just gonna kind of move a little bit here, this O-ring, so just gonna kind of reposition that. There we go, I like that better. Just kind of making sure I got the, alright, I do. So, just kind of take a look at it here, make sure nothing's poking out where it shouldn't. Go ahead and get this bolt started in. Okay, there we go. Now if everything looks hunky-dory, you're going to run that bolt the rest of the way in until it's good and snug. That's what's going to hold part of this thing together. Uh-oh. Messed up again, guys. We are sure learning on this thing. I forgot something. Okay, it's okay to put the reservoir back on first. You don't have to take this back off, but I dadgummit. Dang, I say, dang again. It's important that you remember to put the bracket back on this. This is the bracket here. This is what holds it to the engine, because that's embarrassing. But hey, you know what? It's real life sometimes. So anyway, next step, put the bracket back on. Then you can put your screws in. And then what's going to happen when you get that run in some, you've got two more bolts. Right here, right here. You're going to put those in. They go right there. You get the holes lined up on the bracket to the pump, and they go in right there. And I just realized I didn't show you guys how to take this thing apart originally. I just sucked so bad on this steel. But that's how it goes. I mean, these things are dead simple to take the reservoir off of. You just take those two bolts out, take this back bolt out, that's it. Just reverse the steps, what I'm showing you here. So, I'm going to go ahead and get my socket and run those in. Be right back. Alright, I wonder who the first person's going to be that's going to say something to the effect of, oh geez, you could have edited that part out where you went to get your tool. You know, I'm in a hurry. I'm in just a big damn hurry when I watch these videos, and I just don't have time to sit here and wait for you to go get tools. Do you not realize that, you know, our time is important, and you should be just showing us. You should just be showing us just the essentials. You shouldn't be running around and wasting our time so bad like that. And you talk too much also, you know. That's the problem with your videos. You've just been talking too much and just really ruining the quality of your videos for us. We don't want to hear you talk. We don't want to hear instruction. We just want to see things. I'm getting that a lot lately. You know, I have a reply for that, and the reply is, well, a couple parts. Number one, I don't care. It's my video. I'll do it the way I want to do it. And, you know, it's not my problem if you don't have enough patience in your life to watch something and learn from it. That's not my problem. So, too bad. What was that song? Who was that? Wasn't Backstreet Boys, or it was the one that Justin Timberlake was in? Is Cry Me a River, or it was Justin Timberlake? That's what I say. Cry Me a River, man. Ooh-hoo. You know what'll happen? If you bitch about me talking so much, I'm just gonna talk more. That's the way I am. If I discover something that's aggravating somebody, I'm gonna do more of it. If they're rude about it. If you said, hey man, you know what, I love your videos, could you do something that's got less talking in it? I'd be glad to, probably. But if you get on there and say, I just wasted 9 minutes of my time watching this friggin' video, and you didn't show this, and you didn't show that, and you did this, and you talked, and you did this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna care, so. Okay, that is it. I'm pretty confident that I did this right. No, I know I did. So, anyway, just be sure all your bolts are nice and tight. So, take a look at it around the perimeter of this seal. And look at that pink inspection mark that's original. I hate to paint over that. Anyway, just take a look around it and make sure you don't have a piece of O-ring poking out, but I don't see one. And that sure felt good and tight when I was putting it in there. I liked the way that felt, so that's what he said. So anyway, that should hopefully be a good fit now. Good, nice, leak-free seal. And end our power steering leaks. Okay guys, thank you for sticking around with this. And if you got any questions, sure let me know. I'll be glad to help you with them. I don't think many people are doing stuff on Mopars these days because I just don't ever get many Mopar questions at all. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Here's the new power steering pressure line next to the old one. And this is another situation where I've found my judgment to be questionable when I was putting parts on this car. This thing had fluid all down it. And I wasn't sure where that was coming from, but I think it was probably coming from this. You see that? You see that? So I don't know if that's all the way through, but that hose is absolutely junk. J-U-N-Q-U-E, junk. So, you know, this one was, like I said, that's why I'm saying my judgment was kind of questionable, because I got this out of the junkyard, and the thing is, you know, looks original. It's probably off as old as the car, so I think this new one cost me, yeah, it may have cost me $20, I don't know, but it was cheap, dirt cheap, so. So I think that's what you would call false economy when you think you're getting out better. Anyway, we'll move on from that. I'm going to go ahead and put the new hose on and continue with that. See you in a bit.